The agency was founded in 1969, right on the heels of the Civil Rights Act, which was pretty important in that point in time as well, where African Americans were seen as full contributing humans in the US market. And that was an amazing time to start an advertising agency when you finally had consumers that were able to fully participate in the marketplace. And we've evolved over time. We've had wonderful engagement from a Hispanic standpoint, LGBTQ, millennials, women, and everything in between. So we are really excited to be celebrating our 50th year in 2019 and showing that even today in our current marketplace, it is as important as ever to make sure that we're talking to someone and not everyone.
Yeah, so how has sort of the approach to multicultural marketing changed for brand advertisers? It used to be kind of siloed, I suppose. Things have changed and their approach has changed, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is going into our clients and keeping them educated and keeping them up to date on what's happening in culture, what sorts of things should they be paying attention to. And certainly over the last 50 years, they've had to pay more and more attention to some of these marketplaces that are growing. These communities have been growing over the last 50 years, some from a socioeconomic standpoint, in addition to some regional changes and where people are and how they are showing up in their markets. So we want to always update them. One of our longest standing clients is the Ford Motor Company. We've been with them for almost 35 years, which has just shown a tremendous amount of, I think, integrity on their part and certainly energy around these marketplaces and wanting to grow with them. Colgate, Palmolive as well. How do we do a better job of making sure that everybody has good, clean teeth? That's important, and they really do take the time and effort to make sure that they're connecting with these marketplaces because they believe in whole health and how does that affect these markets, and ultimately how do they have their brand health? And their brand health is always going to be tied to these consumers as they grow and mature in our marketplace.
Monique, here at Relevance, we're talking a lot about the incredible transformation of television, the opportunities to reach people in a targeted way. What's your thought about what's going on in terms of the way that premium television is delivered and maybe opportunities that presents to you, to your work?
Sure. I mean, there's always opportunity to have more content available for some of these growing audiences. So one of the things I'm really optimistic about is the ability for more and more content creators to have more places to put more stories that are relevant to these growing audiences. And I think that's what's going to really propel premium, and any other kind of content distribution is going to be about really showing the diaspora of what's available out there. And you have so many willing participants that are ready to tell those stories and make sure that these communities are empowered and that they see themselves in every facet of society.
And you guys are involved with diversity in terms of as a kind of in a consultative way. Mm-hmm. Could you explain the work that you're doing, what you hope to accomplish?
Sure. Well, one of the questions that I would get often from newer clients or people that we were pitching was they just didn't seem to have a point of view on diversity internally. So it was very difficult for them to understand why I was pitching it for an external engagement. So it was, kind of apropos at that point to kind of sit back and say, well, how can I help you get a point of view? And that really spurred us to get a D&I practice in place. We call it Global Reflections because we really do believe that we should reflect the globe as it is today, and ultimately how that will play out for you, not only in the marketplace, but ultimately in the workplace. So we're really, really proud to be able to help our clients not only externally, but internally as well.
And diversity is good for business.
It sure is, because that's where the growth is. So as far as I'm concerned, if you don't have a point of view on how growth audiences are impacting your brand, I don't know what you think about the future.
Great, and what's next for your agency?
We hope to continue to be on the edge of what culture is, what culture will be, and ultimately making sure that we're always celebrating how people show up, that they can be their total selves, and that it's okay to be different.